Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, we're going to be discussing the 1988 movie film, Stealing Home, starring Mark Harmon, Jodie Foster, Harold Ramis, and Blair Brown. Of course, when I first saw this movie, I didn't realize that this movie got lousy reviews, and I don't know why. This movie is basically it's a coming of age tale. Mark Harmon is the main character who plays like this old washed out ball player who plays like gets into win a minor league ball, independent ball, and he's in this real crappy town living in a motel, and he got his phone call from his mother, played by Blair Brown. Says that your friend Katie, played by Jodie Foster, killed herself, and she died, and she left you something in her will. So he goes home and he finds out that Katie, the Jodie Foster character, left Mark Harmon her ashes and to pretty much dispose of him, or to bury him, or take care of him, or just and so you. And roll in the will, or she did, you know what to do with my, ashes. Of course, you never see the scene in the film of Jodie Foster's character killing herself. You never see it, but it's implied that she did, and the majority of this movie is in flashbacks. As Mark Harmon is first traveling home to take care of Katie's final wishes, he starts thinking of his relationship with her, and first, of course, he started off as not only a friend of theirs, but also his Jodie Foster played Katie. Katie was Mark Harmon. His name was like Bill. Bill's former babysitter, because she was like 5 years older. He was 10 and she was 15, and of course, she was kind of like a free spirit almost of the Jodie Foster character, the Katie character. And of course, one time when she came over to babysit him, I said, instead of just hanging around the house, let's go to the Jersey Shore, because it's supposed to be in Pennsylvania, just outside Philly. He said, let's go to the Jersey Shore. And he goes, yeah, but Katie, we're going to get in trouble. Every time we do this stuff, we're going to get in trouble. And of course, they did. They ended up getting caught. It's coming from my hair. They did end up getting caught, but it was pretty damn funny. One of the few funny scenes in this film. And of course, when they're on the beach, you see, unfortunately, Jodie Foster was wearing a one-piece bathing suit, unfortunately, and not a bikini. I mean, it's a shame to see a girl with Jodie Foster's body not in a bikini, because I think she was a little ashamed of her body, I think. Because I know I'm getting off topic, but when one of Jodie Foster's first films was, of course, Taxi Driver, when she played like a 13-year-old hooker. At the time, I think she was like really 12 at the time. Jodie Foster had her real life sister be her body double, so that she wouldn't be nude, in the film. So because her sister was old enough to maybe do a nude scene, so she was a body double. And I guess she just didn't want to be in a bikini, so she's in a one-piece suit. And of course, the two of them are sitting on a beach chair next to each other. And and Mark Harmon was kind of a Bill when he was 10 years old. And I know the actor who played the part as a 10-year-old. He just touches her leg, her bare leg. He says, and she goes, "Hey, I'm 5 years older than you are. It's not appropriate." And he goes, "Oh, sorry." And said, at first she didn't mind, but then it said, "Hey, we're 5 years apart here." But then they got into a real close friendship with each other, and she gives him a pendant in baseball, because she knows that he has the potential of being a great baseball player. And of course he did. He goes to at first, then after Bill's Mark Harmon's father dies in the film, and the father, I should mention, was played by John Shea. who of course later on, in like 10 years later, played Lex Luthor in the Lois and Clark Superman shows on ABC. So it's funny to see John Shea, in this film. And I should mention before I go on that everybody gave a great performance in this film. Everybody. And of course, John Shea's character dies in a car accident. Spoiler. Mark Holman or Bill at first wanted to quit, and Katie, the Jodie Foster character, says, you can't quit. You have the potential of being a great player, or at least make it to the majors, at least. So she talked him to going to, summer camp, like a tryout camp, for the Phillies. Of course, he eventually goes through with it, and he does get into the minors for a while, and they eventually and you find out that he ended up quitting, and he tells you why he quit as an adult. When he's playing with Mark Harmon, he says why he quit. Well, during the show, during the film, when they were still teenagers, his best friend, who later on was played by Harold Ramis at the end of the film, when they were adults, says, "I want you to ask this girl for the prom for me." And of course she did. He does, but unfortunately she doesn't want to have anything to do with Bill's best friend. She wanted to have sex with him, and this is like really the funniest part, and really a dumb. Not only is it the funniest scene, but it's also a dumbass scene. I'll explain in a minute. All she does is takes off her clothes off, and she can see her in the part, and she does it. And the girl who played the part doesn't have nice, but I mean it doesn't have a lot of sexual tones in this film, and she does have and you go, damn, for this girl, and she immediately has sex with Bill, the more common character, and of course he loses his virginity to her, and it was like really like the first time. I think it was like both their first times. I think, well, at least Bill's first time, and after they do the deed, and this is the dumbass scene. As they were having sex, she's in her underwear, he's in his underwear, and here goes the mother, comes down the stairs, walks right past the two of them as they're literally having sex on the couch, literally right in front of her, and she doesn't pay. The mother, the girl's mother, doesn't pay any attention, and walks right back upstairs, and being like, what the? As I said, what the hell? I mean, they're having sex right there, right in front of you, and you don't even pay attention. I mean, I guess that's why he got one star, because of that one particular scene there. And when they do the deed, he gives her the necklace or the pendant that Jodie Foster gave him for his birthday. So of course, as the storyline progresses in the flashbacks, of course, when they went back into real time, modern day, Mark Harmon is deciding what am I going to do with these ashes? What am I going to do with her? Because he felt it was totally inappropriate for Katie to give Bill her ashes, and the parents suggested maybe we should, or Katie's parents suggested, hey, Bill, why don't you give us the ashes and we bury Carrie's Carrie's ashes in the cemetery. That's what we want to do with her. We want to bury her her remains in the cemetery. And he says, well, and he goes, give me a couple of days to think about it. And they go, okay, since it's your responsibility, we give you a couple of days to think about it. So as they go back to the flashbacks, they find out that eventually Jodie Foster or Katie and Bill do get on in the film, and it is a really sexy scene. You see Jodie Foster, she was filmed from the back, so I don't know if she used her sister again as a body double for that scene. We really don't know. It was really the first time that I have seen Jodie Foster doing an actual love scene in the film. You usually see her. I remember when I saw her in Contact, she did it after, like the morning after, she had sex with Matthew McConaughey in that film. But this one, you actually do see the sex scene, and it's really, it's really a sexy love scene, and it's really something unique for Jodie Foster. I consider myself a casual Jodie Foster fan because I think she's so hot. I mean, she is gorgeous to look at, and she's one of the best actresses ever. I mean, she had won 2 Academy Awards, but for The Accused and Silence of the Lambs, so this girl can act. But to see her do a love scene, it's rare. For Jodie Foster to do a love scene in a film, she either kisses the guy, her co-star in the film, in the film. But that's usually about as far as she goes except for The Accused, when she does a rape scene. She doesn't do an actual physical love scene in any of her movies. So it's kind of like, interesting to see her do a love scene. And I thought it was great. Sexy as Jodie Foster is sexy as hell. I know she's doesn't do movies anymore. I think she came out as a lesbian. She married her lover, her lesbian lover now. But from what I've heard, but to see her do an actual love scene, it's really, great, and anybody would get excited to see that. Any heterosexual man would get excited to think Jodie Foster doing a love scene. Because, like I just said, Jodie Foster was smoking hot. I mean, I still think she is. And not long after that, she says, I love you, Billy Boy, because she used to call him Billy Boy all the time. And, of course, that was the last time that Bill saw Katie. And, of course, like I said earlier, her character killed herself. When I found out in the parents, you found out a little bit of the backstory, that Katie was married twice, and she admitted that she was going to marry a guy. And when she tells Bill this, Bill was a little bit mad at her because they think that he wanted to have be married to Katie because he had those feelings for her. And of course, like I said, he did that love scene with her, and I thought it was great. Definitely one of the best things. You can actually do feel the emotions of the two characters for each other. But unfortunately, Katie didn't want to be married to Bill because as she said earlier, when the scene I described when he touches her leg for the first time when they were at the beach, she said those type of relationships with the big age with the age difference that we have, never works. And he doesn't want to be friends. It goes okay, and then when they do that, have sex with each other, that's what really cemented their relationship. And I thought it was a great little love story at that part of the film. And then of course, and pretty much in the last third of I would say 20 minutes of the 30 minutes of the film is that not real time, but the modern day. And that's when Bill decided what to do with her ashes, because there was a scene earlier in the film when they were at a particular pier in the Jersey Shore. And Katie remembers when she was little, when her parents took her to this particular pier, they had this horse show. When this poor horse, they pushed this poor horse into a diving tank full of water, and she thought that was abusive to the horse. And she felt sorry for and if I ever die, that's why I want to be spread out here and all that type of thing. So that's when Bill decided to go drive to this pit, use Katie's car actually. You see in the first part of the film. He pulls alongside, goes on the pit, runs down to the very end of the pit and throws her ashes away. And most of it landed on a seagull as the seagull was flying by. And disposed of her ashes. I don't know if he didn't. I think I remember they were just wanting to dispose of the ash. I don't think he ever told the parents in this movie what he was going to do with the ashes, but that's what Mark Harmon did. And at the end of the film, the reason why the film was called Sterling Home was in the beginning of the film when he and his friend, it was played, like I said, it was played by Harold Ramis at the end of the film. We were playing a game, and it looks like the game is going to go extra innings. It says, Bill, I got to win this game for us, otherwise we're not going to make our train ride home. So Bill hits a triple, and before the pitcher throws the first pitch to the next batter, he's still home. So that's why it's called stealing home. And at the end of the film, he was playing in this independent league game, I guess, or minor league game. He did exactly the same thing, but as a pinch hitter, hits a triple, and he steals home. He did the exact same thing he did like 20 years earlier, or at least 20 years earlier. Of course, one of the running gags in this film was that Bill's friend always believed that Bill slept with the girl that he wanted to ask to the prom. Either he knew, he said, hey, did you have sex with her? Did you have sex with her? And he says, he kept denying it, and then he eventually said, yeah, I had sex with her. See, God, and of course, Harold Ramis goes, God damn it, I knew you had sex with her. And then he found out that she was married with 2 kids, and she was caught fooling, and the reason why she got divorced because she got caught by her husband by fooling around with another guy. So she says, and then I knew that she's a slut. And she goes, that girl is a slut. And yelled at in the restaurant. By the end of the film, they just walked off. The girl that he had sex with, when he first had sex with, Harold Ramis and of course Mark Harmon walk off the field at the end of that particular game, and that's how the movie ends. It's kind of like a disappointing ending. It is a sad, depressing movie. So if you want to see a sad, depressing movie, Agnes Stealing Home. And like I said, the movie got received, I think, one store. And I don't know why it received one store. I guess maybe because the movie is like too depressing, or maybe too realistic. Maybe not enough baseball in it. Which I can understand. Of course, there's also one scene where Harold Ramis and Mark Harmon break into Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, and they played a little bit. And Mark Harmon hit a home run out of Veterans Stadium, over the fence of Veterans Stadium, and he runs around the bases. So let's get out, and Harold Ramis says, let's get out of here before we get arrested. So it's like some parts of the movie are like suspending your disbelief very little bit. But except for 1 or 2 scenes, the rest of the movie, I feel it's a good movie. Because there are some movies that receive one or 2 stars by the majority of the critics, or Rotten Tomatoes, or whatever you go to nowadays, because you go online for these reviews. Sometimes these 1 or 2 star films are better than the movies that get 4 or 5 stars in the papers. Sometimes. And this is one of those cases. So that's my review for the movie Stealing Home. Please click on the video, please rate it, feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel, please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews now on my YouTube channel at rallyc.com, it's all WDY, and that's C.com. And the homepage of Rally Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore, and you can check out all of his videos on his website as well. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.